That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a title or bust for Notre Dame, but it's for real this time edition of the Always Irish Show. We're trying something different. It's late at night. We're going to do a darker theme here, see how it goes. Maybe we like it. Maybe we hate it. Maybe it covers up some of my face. I don't know, but we're going to try something new. As always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe. If you haven't yet, appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or Always Irish. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. Like I said, don't want to see my face? You're ahead in the race, baby. Call-in lines, 312-900-8815. Dialed up, tell Uncle Johnny Boy all you've heard and seen. Phone lines been popping since Jelly hit that portal, baby. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. All right, patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it down. Oh, guess what I got from Uncle Mike late last night? Here are my notes. Some thoughts. Boom, he texts me over all these bullet points, thinking about all this stuff, large scale, small scale, all this program stuff, what things mean, what they don't mean. God, it's a beautiful thing. We do our best thinking late at night. It's gorgeous. I love getting that message from him. Check out these notes I have I want to go over. Ooh, baby, Patreon's popping. Love it. All right. Let's talk about where the Notre Dame program's at, where it's been, and most importantly, where it's trying to go. Think about these things in phases, if you will. Freeman inherited a stable, healthy culture from Brian Kelly. Now, you all know me and the Bayou Brian don't get along. He don't like me. I don't like him on a personal level. But I give the guy credit where it's due. He left in the middle of the night chasing them beads from Mardi Gras. He did leave the program in a healthy, stable culture. Why that's important is if the Notre Dame administration wasn't sure of that, I highly doubt they would roll the dice on a first-time head coach if they had cultural issues, foundational issues of a large scale to worry about. I just don't think that's a move you could do for a new head coach. If you're worried about the culture and you need to rebuild some of that, that's a lot to take on. All of the on-the-field expectations, and then to expect the guy to navigate all that, and it's his first time, that could be asking a lot. I don't know. So we got to credit Kelly for leaving that stable, healthy culture. That being said and acknowledged, because it's a reality, and I want to give Kelly credit where it's due. Stable and a healthy foundation. It was. What it wasn't was a national title winning culture. It wasn't that. It was nowhere near to that. And every time you got a chance to change it, it got worse. There was no juice, very few dogs. You needed more athletic bodies than we had to get to the promised land. You needed a different mentality to get to the promised land. I mean, every playoff game, totally embarrassed and humiliated. The big game thing was always a problem. The top 5, top 10 results, always a problem. Something was missing, and it was more than just more athletic and longer, deeper bodies, like whatever. That's part of it too. But there was a mentality missing. There was something that wasn't lining up. We tended to cower and play scared in the biggest moments, not play free and go let it all hang out there. You know how they say eventually a program takes over the personality of their head coach? I think there's something to it. My biggest example of this, I've used it for years, and it'll never go away. That 2017 Miami game at Miami was lost before the ball was even kicked off. Weak mentality in the program, scared, timid, intimidated, weak. And it comes from the top. So you had no juice, no electricity, not enough dogs in the program, not enough athletic long bodies in the program to compete. 3 short years later. And Marcus Freeman has Notre Dame finishing second in the country with a beat up and flawed roster, pushing 15 five-star Ohio State to the brink. You lost, and it hurts, and I'm not saying it's acceptable. But it's relevant for me to bring up that margin. It ended up being, 8 points, I think, the closest title game in years. That's one marker there that tells you how close you were. And the second thing you can relate it to is not overall playoff, but our playoff game. This was by far the most competitive appearance. You looked like you belonged, and it was a game instead of you just getting ripped on Twitter for not belonging for 4 hours, right? You got 3 more major postseason wins that matter than you've had in the last 30 years combined. Longer, more athletic roster, top to bottom. And equally as important, there's some true dogs out there for Notre Dame now. Guys with an edge, guys with an intensity, guys that go the extra mile, guys that have that swag, but to a level where it doesn't rub you the wrong way into arrogance. The Notre Dame players are great at balancing that line of exuding confidence and swag, but not overdoing it to where it's turn off and it's too much, and they back it up. Guys have an intensity we haven't had in this program in a long time. Something was always just missing from those Kelly teams. So you got the ups, you got the downs, all that's come with Freeman's learning curve, learning the ropes as head coach. And this is where you're at, on the doorstep. Pretty impressive career arc in 3 short years. So now you ask yourself, play this forward. What's next? This is the new age Irish. The QB announcement that we're going to go young no matter which way that competition goes, knowing you're going to go long is the final lever being pulled that indicates we're going for broke, taking some risk at high-end upside, and we're trying to go win it all, damn it. Not trying to be competitive, not trying to get in the playoff and see if you can make some noise and have a lucky draw. Ooh, none of that stuff. Going to win it all. The national title. You know that old trope. Hey, we're Notre Dame. There's no conference to win. Every year is title or bust. I have heard that my entire life. I've said that my entire life. You want to know why? Because it's true. Because it's true. That being said, while it may have always been true, it wasn't always realistic if you're being honest about different phases of where this program has been at. You get what I'm saying? Like in 2016, it was title or bust, like it is every year for Notre Dame. But if you bust out, how big you bust out matters to title proximity. So it's always natty or bust, title or bust for Notre Dame. But all busts aren't the same. Busting out in Ohio State the way you did here is a lot different than busting out in 2016 where you had problems all over. Roster, coaching, culture, you had problems all over. So when you say title or bust with Notre Dame, it's always true. But if you're going to bust, what it looks like when you bust matters. There's varying different levels of bust. And that's important to gauge because it gauges the proximity to a title. Title or bust means something different now. It's a legitimate physical way to look at the program and where it's at. Title or bust means something different now, man. It's not just a trope. It's not just something you say and, whatever to feel like you have high standards. This is the new age Irish. Freeman is after the national championship. After a few years of figuring things out, this goal is more than just a trope we say and write about in the media. This goal is tangible. It is real. And it is within reach if Notre Dame does the right things in whatever comes next. That title or bust thing, it's in my mind. It's in my heart. We say it all the time. It is different now. You are genuinely in a place where you're allowed to talk about this in practical terms, not just philosophical Notre Dame land, best case scenario, glass half full terms. Title or bust means something different in the next part of the Freeman era. You are going for it every single year. You're in the mix now. That's what this needs to be. Welcome to the age of the new age Irish. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.